Like, I'm afraid of failing, and I'm failing already because I'm afraid of failure, because I'm not moving through that. Afraid to show up or like to commit, let's say in a relationship, because I don't want to disappoint this person. It's like, yeah, but you're already disappointing them by giving into your fear of not committing, or basically, you're already creating that which you're afraid of by not acting on it, right? Hello, let's talk about resistance. I love this topic because resistance and I are besties now, because my ego has been quite a beast, still is, but we are besties now. I want to address some of those things, some of those patterns that are coming up, and how do we navigate through them? Because this can be fun. This can really be fun. Because it's like a game. You just observe it, and it's like, who's got who? And you also have to honor when your ego does get you, when your mind does keep you in that pattern, and you can just go, like, I know what you did there. Good move. And next time I'm not going to fall for this. So, this can be a fun process, I promise. So, resistance, one of the ways in which it comes up that's very sneaky is I don't want to hurt anyone. I especially hear that from men when they're called to step into their power, because this is more of a masculine thing. It's like when you're called to have that clarity and that decisiveness. I know that I've been in my masculine for most of my life, and I have been in my shadow masculine. It was definitely not the healthy masculine because I'm core feminine. And so if you don't know what this means, and if this is just doesn't make sense, check out in the free library, free resource library on my website. There's 2 workshops actually on the feminine masculine energy, which just really gives you clarity, and it was just so many relationships of your life and dynamics will just start making sense. So even though I was in that shadow masculine for most of my life, there was that indecisiveness. It was that shadow was kind of like either just stomping over things, or just kind of this wobbly, wishy-washy, I don't really know what I want, I don't really want to commit to anything. So I had that in relationships, but also even towards goals or things that I wanted. It was like, I don't want to commit to it, or like, I'm afraid of failure. But there was this realization of like, right, but I'm failing because I'm not doing anything towards that thing that I want. So it's kind of like, I'm afraid of failing, and I'm failing already because I'm afraid of failure, because I'm not moving through that. And it's the same thing that I hear when it's kind of like, oh, but I don't want to hurt anyone. So, like, I'm afraid to show up or, like, to commit, let's say, in a relationship, because I don't want to disappoint this person. It's like, yeah, but you're already disappointing them by giving into your fear of not committing, or basically, you're already creating that which you're afraid of by not acting on it, right? I hope this makes sense. So, how do we move through that? Taking a deep breath, and this is where we're talking about masculine direction, masculine purpose, but this is also important to step into your heart and to feel that which you want, because your mind is going to go whenever there's an obstacle. That's what the masculine does. The masculine runs. Like, whenever, I know that when I was committed to a particular goal, I was just, fuck it, this is too hard, I'm out. Like, it was any difficulty when I had trouble committing to something. I was just like, okay, well, let's give it a shot. No, this is too hard, I'm out. Okay, fine, let's try it again. This is too hard, I'm out. And there was just this keep doubting myself on whether or not I can do it, until I actually committed to this goal, and now it's doing so well. And it wasn't until I'm like, you know what, I'm just not gonna quit. And that's the difference. I just read the beautiful book, The Art of War, and that is that difference between the amateur and the pro. The amateurs, they're kind of like doing it, well, sometimes I want to, sometimes I'm not, it doesn't have to be organized, and that's why it's wobbly and it's wishy-washy and doesn't get you anywhere. The pro is there, like, it knows what it's committed to, and it goes for that. I don't care if it brings results or not, this is what I'm showing up to. And it's really connecting to your heart and asking, what is it that I want, and being so clear on that, and just also understanding that you're not judged if you don't succeed, and what is that success really for you. And it's kind of like, you get to learn in the process, and it's part of the fun, because I feel like a lot of what the masculine people are experiencing is that judgment of like, if I fail, that is my self-worth, or if I'm judged, then that is what I really am. But it's actually the fun of the process of learning, and that is life. And that's why we're beginning by connecting to the heart. We're beginning by connecting to that feminine. And asking yourself, what feels good to you? What feels true to your heart? What is it that you want to stand for? And moving towards that, while also keeping in mind that you absolutely can alter it. You absolutely can change it and shift it. And that's a good thing, because that just shows your evolution. Okay? And because you're altering that and seeing what else do I want. And as you begin to move, when you get out of that fight or flight, or worst of all, freeze, and you just begin to move on an impulse from your heart, you begin to take those action steps. That is when it becomes easy. And that is when you get that momentum. The momentum is just about telling the universe, I'm open. Like telling God, life, whatever word you want to use, I'm open and I'm ready to receive. And I'm willing to give, to show that. So, what is it that you are committed to? Where is it that you hold back? Where is it that you're afraid of failure, and at the same time failing in the process because you're not committing to your success, because you're not willing to take action steps towards that? So as uncomfortable as it can be, and I know that this, as much as people say like connect to your body, how does this feel? Sometimes when it's that action step that requires so much growth out of us and for us to step in, there's that resistance that like I can feel the tension in my body that like I don't want to do this like, no, this is so difficult, and I do it anyway. Bringing it to awareness. I'm feeling stiff right now in my body, like my hands are hurting. I feel like I have no hands are usually about control, and it's like my hands are really stiff, my arms feel really stiff, or like I feel something in my solar plexus. So just bring it to awareness, and not needing to fix it or to change it, but like I'm aware of what's happening right now, and I'm going to take that action step. I'm going to have this conversation, or I'm going to send that email, or I'm going to post this content, or I'm going to make that action step. I'm going to make this meeting, whatever it is for you. Just bring it to awareness, but not allowing that fear to hold you back. Not being in that failing state because you're afraid of failure. That makes no sense. Not hurting someone because you're afraid to not hurt them, because that just doesn't make sense. So, on this note, taking a deep breath in, tuning into that masculine structure and strength within you, and also the feminine surrender. And if you want further support with this is something that I do with my one-on-one clients. This is the work that we do over the period of several weeks, and by the end of it, people are just so ready to own their life while surrendering it to it at the same time, and allowing those miracles to really be felt. So if this is something that you want, definitely reach out to me and we can see how we can work together. And on this note, I am wishing you a powerful day.